lost.
Marciano's hard left hook sends Lou.
Rocky dropped Joe in the first round.
Marciano was known like having unbelievable strength in his punches, like he could just.
Come to see Rocky Marciano, the sensation of the heavyweight division. It's the big moment for Rocky Marciano and Harry Kid Matthews.
Rocky Marciano. The Brockton blockbuster.
The best pound-for-pound boxer of all time. Who was the best of all time? And down goes Matthews.
It was a brilliant, tactical conclusion to a fight.
Marciano was the hardest puncher I ever seen.
He was a slugger who many said was too short and too light to contend with real heavyweights. He was the Brockton blockbuster, Rocky Marciano.
Rocky Marciano, the greatest champion
before the Great Depression began. His parents were Italian immigrants and worked grueling jobs around the clock to provide for Rocky and his siblings.
Rocky was a great story and a great American immigration story. His first love was baseball. He tried out with the Chicago Cubs.
He excelled in football as well for the Brockton High School team.
But dropped out of school in 10th grade to help support the family, working as a chute delivery driver for the Brockton Ice and Coal Company and digging ditches as a
bear true faith and allegiance to the United States of America.
Building bridges and ferrying soldiers across the English Channel.
The combat engineer had to bring into play all the skill and daring acquired at training camp and on the field of battle.
During this time, he got into a street fight, which I can only imagine ended horribly for the other guy. While in military prison, he was first introduced to boxing.
When he got out of the military stockade, he stayed in the Army after the war and started boxing more formally.
Sadly, practically nothing but first-hand accounts exist to document Rocky's early fights. This is Don Turner, legendary trainer.
He started old. Marciano started, he was 25 when he started. He was old. He turned pro when most guys is finished as a heavyweight.
This is from Rocky's second professional opponent. His 32nd fight was against an undefeated warrior. It was this fight where Rocky learned the true power of his punches.
And he was hurt badly. He was taken to the hospital. They were afraid he might be paralyzed.
Vingo was nearly killed. Marciano paid for his medical expenses. Vingo never fought again. Rocky would get a shot at the legend, Joe Louis, Arguably the greatest fighter ever.
Joe Louis, the greatest boxer ever lived.
Certainly top 10. No doubt Louis was past his prime at 37. However, Rocky had only been fighting for 2 years, while Louis had been fighting since he was 17. All of the measurables were in Louis's favor. He outweighed Marciano by 26 pounds and had nearly 10 inches of reach advantage. The super fight brought out all the celebrities.
General Douglas MacArthur is here with General John Reed Kilpatrick at left.
And J. Edgar Hoover.
And J. Edgar Hoover.
Boom, perfect timing.
At 184 pounds, Rocky Marciano versus at 210 pounds, the Bronze Bomber, Joe Louis.
Louis has 3 inches on Marciano in height and 9 inches in reach.
He had no subtlety. He had a Susie Q. The greatest right hand in the history of boxing.
Marciano's right is his most damaging weapon.
And Joe Louis said, he doesn't really fight by the book, but I got hit by a library tonight.
Marciano's the sluggard type of fighter. His arms are unusually short for a heavyweight, but he's strong and he's powerful.
You can compare him to a street fighter with a huge heart.
He wasn't known as an artist, but a tank.
And he never lost.
Marciano's hard left hook sends Louis sprawling to the canvas.
A warrior who overcame his artistic deficiencies with brutish determination.
Now watch, a left, another left crumples Louis, a blazing right.
Marciano was known like having unbelievable strength in his punches, like he could just...
Louis sails through the ropes.
Rocky Marciano had something that you can't teach people.
Which is just
brutal
brute
power,
strength.
brutal power. He just had the ability to land these bone-crushing shots, and he also was insanely tough. You're dealing with just a different time.
Seeing the great Joe Louis defeated, ending up his career that way, I think at that moment it might have influenced me in retiring maybe a year before I would.
The win catapulted Rocky into the mainstream consciousness. The time had finally come. Rocky Marciano would challenge Jersey Joe Walcott for the heavyweight title. Walcott was an all-time warrior, drenched in history and seasoned by fire.
Left hook to the jaw.
In the lead-up, Walcott had proclaimed Marciano a hype job, going as far as to call Marciano a bum.
Walcott said before this fight, if I can't beat this bum, take my name off the record books. I guess he can punch a bit, but he can't box. I've never seen anyone easier to hit.
September 1952, Philadelphia. Experts rate the Walcott fight as one of the most exciting bouts in ring history.
15 rounds for the heavyweight championship of the world, weighing 184 pounds, the challenger, Rocky Marciano. Weighing 196 pounds, the heavyweight champion, Jersey Joe Walcott.
They call Rocky the Brockton Blockbuster, and some of the fight experts say he's another Jack Dempsey.
Jersey Joe dominated the early action, smashing Marciano with relentless combinations.
Rocky Marciano was one of the toughest men ever to fight.
Many fighters fold when they're first tested, when they're cut and dropped. Rocky grew tougher.
But he was one tough guy. He was 189 pounds.
It was the first knockdown of Rocky's career.
Marciano is now cut on the floor.
The way he came back and the way he fought people.
First time that Marciano ever had been put on the canvas, took a 5 and came up, and from that time on, they have fought steadily and hard.
But he liked it.
He went beyond courage, and he truly liked it. He liked the sport. He liked getting hit, and he liked hitting.
Absorbing Walcott's best shots, eating punches that ended other fighters.
The consensus at this point was Rocky's got to knock him out to win. All the officials voted for Walcott this round.
Twisted Walcott's face into pudding.
Relentless attack.
And now we're in round 13. At this stage, Jersey Joe Walcott is leading on all three scorecards, 7 rounds to 5. Rocky Marciano has to knock out Jersey Joe Walcott to win this fight, and his corner has told him so.
And he had a punch from hell called the Susie Q with his right hand.
One destructive blow changed the course of heavyweight history.
Rocky feigned a left, then delivered a sledgehammer right. The Susie Q.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and out! New heavyweight champion of the world, Rocky Marciano.
Rocky Marciano has come from almost certain defeat to knock out Joe Walcott.
And the new heavyweight champion of the world, Rocky Marciano.
When it ended, fight fans had witnessed one of the greatest slugfests in history.
The Brockton Blockbuster was now the heavyweight champion of the world.
I hit him with plenty of good punches, and he took them very good. Rolled with most of them. He's a very smart fighter, a durable fighter, and a very great champion. I only hope that I could be as good as him.
He was celebrated. Parades, magazine covers, television appearances.
He was a national figure and the pride of a small Massachusetts community.
Like, Rocky Marciano, when he won the heavyweight title, was 15 pounds lighter than me.
Perhaps the first sports television superstar.
Yes, after World War II, as Rocky was rising through the ranks, television changed America and it changed sports.
Meet the world heavyweight champion, Rocky Marciano of Brockton, Massachusetts.
Rocky is even credited for being a huge part of why most every American household purchased a TV in the 50s. Everyone wanted to watch the underdog warrior with endless heart, an iron chin, and a pulverizing right hand.
One of the reporters said, I guess that's the finish of Jersey Joe Walcott. And we were all surprised the next day when we picked up the paper to read that Jersey Joe demanded a rematch that he was entitled to because of the great fight.
On May 15th, I'm going to defend my title against Jersey Joe Walcott. I'm not forgetting the last time we fought. It was a great fight, and Joe fought all the way right up until the 13th round.
The world's heavyweight champion, Rocky Marciano.
I think he was better than Joe Frazier, put it that way.
Really?
I truly think he was better than Joe Frazier. You know what Joe Frazier did to me, how Burley got by him a couple times. I think it'll be even. He may have won.
In the rematch with Walcott, Rocky dropped Joe in the first round.
Boy's not helpless, but he's in bad shape.
"43 knockouts in 49 fights."
The time, 1 minute, 19 seconds of the 9th round. Winner by a knockout, and still heavyweight champion of the world, Rocky Marciano.
This was his last fight for Marciano, but he waited about 7 months to announce his retirement. He walked away undefeated heavyweight champion of the world.
Rocky would retire at the peak of his powers.
I would like to announce my retirement from boxing at this time.
did something that a lot of fighters, they find hard to do. Being able to walk away from the sport.
He retired the champ, and he was the champ till the day he died.
The only heavyweight champion to walk away undefeated.
How do you feel physically now, Rocky?
I feel perfect, and I will be starting to play golf pretty soon.
I'm proud to have been Rocky Marciano's friend. He's a great man in many ways, and what a career.
On August 31st, 1969, Marciano boarded a private
He
plane.
flew those small planes all the time. It gotta be crazy, but that's what he did.
Unexpected weather forced the pilot to attempt an emergency landing. The plane crashed and killed all 3 passengers. It was the day before Marciano's 46th birthday.
People don't know when Marciano got killed. He was decapitated, closed casket.
Joe Louis kissed his coffin and wept.
He was the only undefeated retired champion in any division. And his record was unsurpassed. 49 victories in 49 fights. 43 of them by knockouts. A legend in his own time.
Rocky Marciano, the Brockton blockbuster.